I'm going to take a picture of my tripod because I forgot my actual tripod. You're currently sitting on a stack of puzzles and a container of prunes and being held up by a couple of bananas. So I guess that's pretty apropos of life in my world right now. Puzzles, prunes, and bananas. Oh. Welcome to Repairing God's Temple. My name is Heather, and this channel is where I am sharing my journey toward better physical and mental health. It has been a long time, 8 months, pushing 9 months since my last video, which was published on December 30th. And it was kind of a goodbye to 2022. And so, hello 2023. It's almost September. It actually might be September today. Today is September 1st. So here we go. I am going to give you a very brief what I've been up to this summer. I am not even going to deal with last spring. I don't know where it went. I don't know what I did, but it's gone. It has been an amazing summer. Amazing. We have traveled so much. We have gotten to see friends and family from as far west as Edmonton, Alberta, and as far east as Montpelier, Vermont. By the time we get home after this Labor Day weekend, my husband will have traveled 39 days out of the summer, my granddaughter 42 days, and I will have been traveling 45 days this summer, which just is crazy. That's not normal summer for us, even kind of a little bit, but it just kept adding up, and it was wonderful. First, we had a long trip to Edmonton, Alberta to visit my husband's family and friends out there. We only get up there every few years and hadn't been there since June of 2020 when his father passed away. So that was a wonderful trip. We were gone for about 3.5 weeks. And then there was a trip to a wedding in Pennsylvania, which was also such a blessing. It was beautiful and a time shared with dear friends from when I was like my college days. So then Michael and I had our 20th anniversary getaway, which was a little over a week long and was a spectacular time of peace and adventures in upstate New York and even a little jaunt to Vermont. So that was super great. Got to see family on that trip and visit places that I have wanted to visit pretty much since I can remember. And now we are on an annual trip that I have taken with friends. I said from college days, but they are mostly from when I worked at a summer camp in the 3 summers after high school. And we have been taking a camping trip since 1995. We've only missed 2 summers since 1995, almost always on the Labor Day weekend. And so that's actually where I am right now. I am in our cabin. In 2019, we upgraded to cabins from tent camping. We decided we were old enough. We were old enough and we deserved flush toilets and air conditioning if it's too hot and heat if it's too cold, and screened in porches that we can play games late into the night without getting bit by bugs or rained on. So that's where we are right now. Michael, Angela, and I come a few days early every year so that we can just enjoy the peace and quiet for a couple of days before some friends come in from Philadelphia and other friends come in from Illinois, and we just share this amazing, wonderful, blessed weekend together. And it is probably my favorite tradition of the entire year. And this year especially, wild horses could not have kept us away. So that's all the amazing great that has been going on this summer. And there were baby announcements in the middle of that. We're now expecting our 5th grandchild in January. And we had friends that came to visit from West Virginia, and that was a sweet time too. So it's just been a blessed, full summer. We joined a new church, which has been an amazing blessing. It was just a perfect fit. We had been looking for this body and didn't even realize it was down the street from us. So that has been another huge, huge blessing this summer. And then there were some things about this summer that weren't so great. So here's your warning. There might be a little TMI in this video. So if you don't like TMI, I'm going to try to keep it like reasonable, but there were some hard things this summer. It started with some unusual menstrual type bleeding, which apparently has been going on longer than I acknowledged, but it got excessive and concerning. And so that led to some doctors about 2 weeks ago. And that led to things like blood analysis and CAT scans, and finally a diagnosis. And the diagnosis is stage 3 endometrial cancer. So meet Moriarty. Yes, we have named my tumor, or group of tumors, whatever. Right now it's all endometrial and consolidated to the female reproductive system, but as you can see in this picture, the uterus is completely engaged, as is the left ovary, which is smaller, but then there is a very large mass, which is my right ovary. And the doctor said, it's about this big. So about the size of a small melon. So there is a whole lot of tumor inside of me. And the funny thing is, we have a very, very nice bed, which over the last year or two, I've been thinking was getting just really lumpy for such a good mattress. And yeah, it turns out the mattress isn't lumpy. I'm lumpy. Very lumpy. So that's been the not so great about this summer. So now we are getting ready for a hard season, which is why nothing could have kept us from this weekend with our friends. Nothing could have stopped us from spending time here with people who are like family, even though we only get to see them generally once a year. So what's most important for you to know right now is that I have joy and hope. We have joy and hope. This is not, this is certainly not the end of the road. I have treatment options. I have care provider options. We have decisions to make for sure about who will be providing our cancer care, about what type of treatment plan we want to follow, and about how to best organize our life in such a way that going through this hard season this fall, maybe into next year, we're not really sure. Does it look like chemotherapy, probably followed by surgery? At this time, the tumors appear too large to be able to do surgery. They need to shrink a little bit so that there are clear margins. That is the word that we have right now. So we do have a second opinion coming this next week, and then probably within 2 weeks after that, 2 to 3 weeks, would probably be starting whichever treatment plan we choose to follow. like I said, there is joy and there's hope, and God is so present. I cannot tell you the sweet way that the women at our new church have just swarmed around me in a way that is uplifting and brings me great comfort. And my life verse has really come into play, and it is Romans 12:12. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. So that's Romans 12:12. And I have loved that verse as long as I can remember. I think maybe I came across it in high school. And it's just been one that it seems to encompass everything, always. And so never more true than right now. We are joyful in hope, and we are praying like banshees. I know that Jesus loves me just like he loves you. And there is fight in me. And at the same time, I am not afraid to die because I know whom I have believed. And am persuaded that he is able. So that's my update. I'm not going to make it fancy or do too much editing. I'm going to try to throw in some of the vacation pictures. Obviously, you saw Moriarty's picture. If you don't know who Moriarty is, he's Sherlock Holmes' arch nemesis. And I am most familiar with him from the Sherlock series starring Benedict Cumberbatch. So he's a creepy, evil character who thinks that killing is kind of fun. So we are out to squash Moriarty. And I'm going to bring you along on this journey because this channel is about my journey toward better physical and mental health, right? So here we go. If we thought it was playtime before, and now it's time for battle, and I'm up for it. My last weigh-in at the doctor's, when you're going to doctors all the time, you keep getting weighed in, and I have been changing my eating patterns drastically because of this diagnosis. And so in the week and a half between my first doctor's visit and my most recent one, I lost 13 pounds in a week and a half. I just wasn't eating much. And so my current weight is 397. So I don't know where that is compared to where it was December 30th of 2022. Probably real close to being the same, actually. Could be. I don't know. Doesn't matter. That's where I am as of last Tuesday. And I'm not going to bother weighing in at home because I'm pretty sure they're going to weigh me in everywhere I go, anytime I go, anywhere. And I don't care if my clothes are on or not. It's not really about weight loss right now. It's not about working out right now. Right now it's about killing Moriarty and living God's best life for me. Every day, day to day, right now. All right, so I'm going to close this down. Jesus loves you. This is awkward. I think that's got it.